this is from cars wooden glass. What he has given as a need. Customer has a need to correct his or her vision. The customers especially looking something something different in order to be able to differentiate, because car is producing these wooden frames. They look very different from this kind that I wear or Christian is wearing or you're wearing. So the need is exactly the same. They need glasses, they are short-sighted or long-sighted, and they would like to have something different. Then approach. Maybe you can explain this better than I do.
So the approach is to make glasses to fit each individual exactly to their measures. So if the customer is with really big head, then we make glasses according to his head, or with like opposite, really small, narrow, or the nose shape is somehow out of the standard, that you can go to the optic shop and you can find glasses for standard head size or nose shape. But if you are out of the standard, you can't find anything. So this is the approach. We take measurements and we craft handmade, specially made to this one unique pair of glasses.
Remember, customer here is looking for something new, unique. They are doing handmade glasses, and besides of the measurements, also the wood will be quite unique, and also the design, how the frames look. So the customer can actually say a lot in those things. Okay, benefits. Carl, please.
Well, benefit is what I actually just said. Same thing, that the client can't find the right fitting pair of glasses, and
yeah, exactly.
Benefit is that if the customer's head is somehow out of the ordinary or out of the standard size, so then they can find that they can get the product from us.
Competition.
There's lots of wooden glasses, but most of them come from China. They're really cheap. They're with quite low quality. They don't look very. They look cheap. They don't look well made. They don't look nice. Quite robust. And then there are some companies that make made-to-measure eyewear. I haven't put it there. Yeah, but they don't make it out of wood, so I didn't put it there. The segment or the niche is wooden glasses. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't add it there.
Maybe you should actually have it there because they,
or
depending how you look at it.
Yeah. So and the other wooden eyewear producers, even if they are like high-end eyewear makers in Europe and they make really nice glasses, then they are more expensive and they are not made to measure. They're like mass-produced glasses.
Mass-produced. Okay.
Yeah. So our this differentiation from competition is that we make wooden and we make made to measure. So these two things combined.
Okay.
Do you measure just physical dimensions or also eyes? No.
You mean, do I make eye control?
Yeah.
No, this one, the customers can go to optics shop to have eyesight check. I don't do eyesight check.
I think for me, for example, this is most important that I see properly.
Yeah, but the client comes to me, and most of the cases the client has already, like, they already have prescription that is quite recent, or if they don't have recent prescription, then I send them to, I have few optic shops that I cooperate with, and they can go and check their eyesight there.
Any other questions or comments? Did you get the idea? Okay. No, thank you, This was good. Yeah, as I said, I have all the material from Piret, so I'm gonna take a look of that later after this, and then we can discuss that as you remember, if you like. Okay. Let's leave this homework, this part, and then we have those two things on the afternoon. Let's go to this workshop now. Actually, your expectations for today. What are you expecting us to handle today? What is in your mind?
Preparation for trade show.
Preparations for trade show. Okay. Yes. Okay. What else?
It's more philosophical, but we are dealing with the needs in general, and then what customer needs for client, but many times or quite often they don't know the need.
That's true. That's true. You have to help them to generate the need.
Yeah.
Be able to find out what they want.
So is it a different tool there to create the need, or? We will be dealing with that in context of trade show today. But thank you for bringing it up.
It's probably true for many high-end aesthetic value products like fashion and dishes or jewelry or vases or it's not a classical need.
Yeah, it's not like that. It is not that they can express their need. They have something in their mind, but they cannot tell it explicitly. That's the problem. That is the challenge. Like your products, for example.
They don't know that they need it before they see.
Exactly. You have to help them to discover that I would like to have this.
We have had many customers actually on trade shows when we sell like the samples, or in Finland we had, it's like, and this guy was coming and saying, oh, it's so funny, I came here and I wasn't looking for a shelf. It's so funny that I'm now returning with a shelf. It's like I didn't have this need, but I'm now going away with it in 10 minutes. Impulse.
Yeah, it is impulse. Yeah, you create a positive impact to their mind. You show something that they fell in love, and then they buy it. What else? how much should we talk about e-shop and sales channels? Should we cover them today?
Yeah, and the partners part in it.
Okay. Anything else in your mind, Christina?
Maybe hear from other people's experiences.
Yeah, that is what I would like to hear as well.
What went wrong in different trade shows?
Okay, let's move on. What I wrote down for objectives for today is that actually that we will take a detailed look how to run a world-class trade show, what are the key elements there, and some key aspects when planning an e-shop from that point of view, that is it worth for starting an e-shop and what kind of things you have to consider then, and some important elements in sales channel, because as I said, quite many of us we have a sales channel or we are planning to actually we should have sales partners. And then to refresh our memory from the most important topics that we, of the all workshops now, we should some way use these now, and that is, if we are not going to use them, it's almost wasting of time. And this was already brought up, share knowledge and experience. So please comment, and I would like us to discuss. We have a very small group, so this should be quite easy to discuss now. Today's program, I think we already briefly look at that. Around 1:45 we will go out from here, and then we will have, starting 2 o'clock, we will have joint program with Danske Bank. For example, what prevents us from expanding abroad or expanding our business generally, because they are very much linked. Almost all of you have sent them to Pire, but I think there was Martin, I think.
Yeah.
You haven't done it. You haven't sent it.
Nothing.
Yeah. But you can take a flip chart and then write it down there. 2-3 things.
Or maybe there isn't anything to write.
Maybe in such a good shape that there's nothing. Okay. Any questions concerning the program? Okay. Let's go to the first real topic now. How to run a successful trade show. What do we want from a trade show? I think it's very often that I met companies say that we were in that trade show, and it didn't already bring us very much. We got a bunch of business cards, but that was all. And then they were very disappointed. They said, we invested a lot of money, but the profile was not right, or they were not really interested, or our place in the trade show where our booth was located, it was not good. So then on the other hand, I have also seen that companies said that was a very good trade show. It brought us a lot of new business. It improved our visibility and boosted our brand and so on. And I think we all would like to aim for this. If we are investing in the trade show, that it should really help our business, because it's a huge investment. Besides of money that you pay out, it's of course your time. And usually you have to invest a lot of time to actually to prepare or run it really that way that you will have good results. Now, question for you. What kind of faces we can find in these stages? So we are thinking about trade show as a whole. There's the event itself. That's very obvious.
Preparation.
Yes.
Decision, first of all, actually, to go.
Decision preparations, then the event.
After
Follow up.
follow up.
Yes, there has to be a follow-up.
Is setting the aims, or what settings the task or aim, what we want to achieve is fair or also I would put the aims at the first place,
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
maybe it's not important.
Okay.
Is
That's yeah. These are all valid. These are all needed. These are all needed. And I'm going to present you one model. It's just one model about that can be used. It contains these elements. Okay. Another question. What are important things actually in the trade show? What kind of things we should do to make it a successful event?
It depends on the show and product and so on, but most important, getting the more sales.
Yeah, getting more sales. That is actually the real target.
Product known on the market.
Yeah, product known on the market. Yes.
This marketing, how it is named, better. Pipeline, yeah?
Pipeline, yes, pipeline, yes.
Lots of leads you can sort.
Yeah, exactly. That is what we are aiming for, yes.
Finding some partners maybe.
Finding partners in case you...
But how do you do it? This is the aim, but what is
Yeah.
it's you have to choose a right trade fair and the right position in the
Yes,
trade fair.
choosing the right trade fair, it is one of the most important things to consider, that is this the right type of event?
Yeah, and also you must know this event before you make any decision.
Yes, exactly. The problem is usually the challenge is that you have to know, is this the right trade fair well before the event to be able to do preparations.
And how do you want to position inside the trade fair? Where? In what segment?
Yeah, exactly, yes. Hello, hi, welcome. You have material there and sorry? You have material there, the stack, and then the list of participants.
I would go even a couple of steps backwards. What are the alternatives for trade fairs? That, maybe it's a dying breed in a way, in order to get more sales or get your product or brand known. I've been in 2 big fairs, and I can tell all these things that we were located in the wrong place, and there wasn't enough sales. And then I started to think that maybe the trade fair is so 80s that if there are alternatives, that if you make this decision, then you also decide that not what trade shows, but also what would be the alternative.
What was the goal for you?
why you went to Russia? What did you need?
Yeah, that's also a good point because maybe I had too high aims in a way.
You do have
Expectations,
expectations.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have come up with the same
Mhm.
kind of question, and we reclined on this in Cologne fair this year because the position that the AIS Entrepreneurship Estonia was offering was wrong for us.
Okay.
And even if it was like some of the costs were paid for, I'm also looking for alternatives this year, that we have spent so much time and so much money in the past 3 years on the fairs that maybe it's almost like the revenue, it comes back, but it's like evens out in the end to zero because we spent so much.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like maybe there are better and smarter alternatives in the online world to do that instead.
But you must know your product, also segment, client segment, and your product. Is it for very small niche, and what is the market size of this fair? What is covering?
Mhm.
For example, if you have very specific product, also it's not necessary to come in Estonian fair. Also, you get maybe 2 brands. That's it.
Mhm.
Also, it's only if you have very big machines, you make one deal, then it's profitable, so to say.
Second question,
Yeah.
these 2 fairs, what was the most important output afterwards? What was the result, actually the good results?
Experience.
Just some contacts, some deals, something, no?
There were a few deals
Mm-hmm.
and few leads.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put any, concrete aim beforehand that 30 leads or 1,000 leads. But I felt like that we had 10 times less leads. That was, kind of.
This is like I've been in tens of fairs, and when you add this afterwards,
As a
okay,
visitor or participant?
as a participant,
Mhm.
like organizer and participant in very huge fairs, and I know all the problems. But
Mhm.
if you know afterwards, I got some, let's say, 3 very good contacts. But actually, let's say, for this budget, I need 30.
Mm.
Or actually, this.
Yeah, yeah.
But from the other way, you go, okay, what is the minimum what I have to do next time to get these 3 leads? Actually, what was the not needed out of it? And then it's like, aha. Then you have this budget goes down, and there are many.
Yeah,
aspects.
exactly. Therefore, it's not that one fair and then it's you need to go there 3 times in the same fair and then.
First, yes, especially in Germany.
Mm.
It starts from the third time, but actually you're from Estonia, you don't have any money, so you need some results from the first time. And what my experience was, maybe too late, but I stopped to share these cards or some materials. If someone was interested, just looking or asking something, I went to have a discussion and the same question, what are your needs, why are you asking these questions? And then I asked this person's contacts.
In
So I
Germany?
had this in Germany,
To speak German?
yes.
Okay, good
And,
for you.
We went also to Italy, and then we had some local Estonian students who spoke Italian, and we teach them how to ask the question. So what this last big fairs we had, I came back with some, let's say, usual printer sheets. It was filled with contacts and a small overview about the questions, the need, this discussion, because big fairs are like 9 days, 12-hour days. You will forget it. And then then you took these papers and you write them. I met you there. It's like personal connection. You deal with it. So the only goal to go to the fairs is to get the personal contacts with some potential customer or partner. So there is this, and from the beginning on, the question must actually be, what is the minimum what I have to do to get these results? What usually is made mostly with this AIS and this big, let's have some music and some fancy and something. And actually, it's when you go to Europe, it's keskpärane, mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yes. because there are some less big German companies who have like €1 million budget for one day,
Yeah.
and you are nothing there. So you have to be like different. I just have to bring up the example. The last thing what we did, this was like experience for me. We wanted to visit the biggest fairs in Europe. Germany, the biggest one, and in Europe, it's in Italy. La Fiera or something. It was. There is like 3,000 exhibitors.
Yes.
3,000. There are 9 million visitors in. 3 million visitors in 9 days. And then you look at the pictures. How will we fit there? And the prices were so high. And what we made actually, we had the experience of what these fair organizers, what they actually need, what they are missing. So we had some experience. There are too many people from Africa, there are too many from China, and they want to have this global fair, and they need some Europe qualities. And so how many visitors are there from Northern Europe? Then you found out not enough from Finland and Sweden anymore, because they are lazy and rich. so we are okay. We will bring to Italy this like northern feeling. What is this cliché level of this northern feeling? What is it? Nature, wood,
Yeah.
Vikings, and white guys working with their hands. Last ones in Europe.
Yeah.
So I wrote them a message that we will bring you handmade Viking ship. We will bring you local masters who show what they're actually doing with their own hands, and we will show this Lotus Calendar forest camera on the sail of the Viking ship. Are you interested? 2-3 weeks afterwards, the leader of the Europe Hall flew to Estonia to meet us. And what I asked, okay, you're welcome, what do you need? And I asked, it's very simple. We want the best place, we want it free, and we want media coverage. And it was, okay. But afterwards, it was, and I had these 3 fairs, one in Italy, one in Munich, and one in Berlin. Munich and Milan, we got the deal. Actually, we paid half of the minimum, this square meter price. No electricity price, nothing for parking, nothing more. And in Munich we even got this media coverage. But this was the deal. Just you have to. This like you have to sell yourself to this event. And this we got because it's so cheap. It was crazy. But we had to bring the Viking ship over the Alps to Milan. But still, it was the cost of bringing the ship was like 10 times less what we actually got like from them. Okay. So we always have to, and at that fair I actually understand that we are crazy. We got so good deal, and afterwards I look at the papers and then, probably I just go there and speak to people next time, not bring the Viking ship with us. So I finished after that fair 2010. I finished visiting the fairs that way.
As an exhibitor.
Yes, because it's crazy. It's too expensive. It is not just the 9 days. It's like 2 months before, and it's 1 month afterwards. It takes like, and if you visit like 4 fairs, it's all the year.
What do you do now?
First I built up this shop system in this old town here, because we know the people here. And
we sent all our visitors to your shop.
Yes, and this what I try to do now is that I have like 360,000 visitors this year in this Viru Street one shop. 360,000 visitors. And that means, and I know that the 80% are then outside of Estonia, all around the globe. We made some tests, the questionnaire, and now I'm building up this strategy. How do you get the contacts from these customers? Like I have fair in my own shop, and this was this realization that Tallinn is full of people from all around the world, also from Italy, from Germany. Mm-hmm. Maybe I would ask them, what are your needs? Maybe you need something from me. Maybe if you are one of these 70,000 people who bought something from our shop, maybe you want to buy something afterwards. Maybe you are a shop owner. Yeah. Maybe you are a big business owner. So
how do you get their contacts?
Ask.
Yeah.
You come to this is the simplest way. You go to fair, you wait there. you go and ask people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, if someone comes to this, what we made a test, it was quite easy. Someone wants to buy from our shop. Comes it, I want to buy this one. Oh, that's great. This person made this thing and this is out of this material. But you are traveling, you will forget information. Maybe we can send you some information about this craftsman, about this material, about this product. Of course, please fill up this paper.
Exactly.
And my expectation, this expectation was if we get like 5 to 10%, then it's great. First test was we got 70% already to give this email. Of course, it can be, let's say, it can't be made summertime when too many people in the shop. But this was like, so, like asking to build up this customer relations, long-term customer relations. This I think is the most important. Also, visiting the fairs is that. Not to give your visit cards, never give out your visit cards, but get the connections. Find out what the actual needs are. What the actual needs are. Maybe we both are like dog lovers. Maybe we both have a lot of children. Maybe we are somehow connected, and this is like individual connection. And we met there and talked about you were interested about my products. What do you think? This is like. And this is about this.
But this is still not a guarantee that they will buy anything in there.
Of course.
This is not guarantee, but that you
maybe
have
10% of those individual contacts. Even we do the same thing. It's common practice. It's not something like you
I tried to figure
invented.
it out. That is it today this email selling this building out contact? Is it possible anymore? And what I found out in the States, one guy made this survey. That today it is so that if you build up the contact and send them quality information and build up the contact, then 90% of people have bought at least one thing after 12th contact. 12 kontakti, 12 see tagab siis 90% nii-öelda tehingut, aga see on loll järjekindel töö. Usually people give up after the third email.
Exactly, yeah.
And this is like, and again, if you take the budget of building up this communication system, actually you need a computer and someone to write like a human being to human being. It's so much less expensive to go with the Viking ship to Italy. And still it was this budget it was this crowns. I think we got like 500,000 Estonian crowns discounts from this fair. This was crazy, but still it was too expensive.
I would say some words about our experience also. That also having a successful fair and returning with lot of leads and forms, it's also work is starting.
Yeah, exactly. Then the work starts.
And it is for us it has been biggest problem that we also lose a lot of contracts, also a lot of contacts. We cannot handle those hundreds of leads in short time. Also, we need to do it maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. Otherwise,
you need to add it to your fair budget.
And also,
usually the main problem is the budget ends with this driving back.
Exactly, the budget has to contain everything.
Yes.
Follow up.
And also sorting the clients. Also, it's not every client. You just take 200 or maybe 1,000 leads and starting calling. Or this is wasting of time. Also, you must start A, B, C clients. This is what ideal client I'm looking for. And this also not for small company fair too expensive also, and probably not the right thing.
So first thing we started, I brought that together like Italy and Germany. We visited 6 companies together. 6 companies together. I put these companies together. We made the deal with the fair. We made the deal with the AIS. We had some partners. Then it was possible to small companies. It's not possible to go alone to these big fairs and do actually something big because you are too small.
If you take your budget of this fair, also maybe 20,000 euro, or at least 10,000, and you can share it around for all the year and visit all your ideal customers personally,
Mm.
or invite them, or this is much more effective.
That is true. Yeah, exactly. I think,
This business is different.
you brought a lot of good points. Let's go
Yeah,
back
sorry.
to. I'm
emotional about this thing.
That's exactly what is needed here.
Yeah.
Share experience. I think you seem to have a lot of good practices, and one of them is that some way you should find out what is this customer looking for, what is their interest, and get the contacts. And you have to promise something to the customer to get something in return. You cannot just explain that they expect that they leave their contact information without any promise.
Yeah.
That is one of the learning points, that you promise that they will get important information from you. They are interested in. But there has to be that kind of information then, that they are really interested in what you promise. And there is a rule, actually, there is a theory that you have to be in contact with a prospective customer at least 7 times before you get the order. 7 times. You said that you were how many times?
Today is already, let's say, this 12 times currently is actually a deal, because probably like after 12 email, 10 of them are already dead or some other.
Yeah, but 7 times rule, and you can find that also, that the books on that. Okay, let's take a look on these things now more in detail. And it's almost very, very valuable discussion actually. The picture again. See.